And it looks like we're live. Hello, hello. Whoever is watching this live training, welcome. And if you watch this in the recording, welcome as well. My name is Millen Livis. I'm a financial empowerment mentor. And I love to champion other women in their lives. I like to see the community that blossoms together, that grows together. And this is one of the reasons I kind of came out of my semi-retirement and decided to share my experience, my knowledge, and my successes and my mistakes, so you will have maybe a shortcut to achieving your goals. So while Facebook is propagating this video, I want to tell you that I'm going to offer you live training every Wednesday for the next 2 months. And each training will be focused on one of the principles of creating wealth and success in your life. Okay, so I hope you will put this time on your calendar. It would be the same time. I will announce it on every Wednesday, and I will be streaming live right here on my Facebook page, Dare to Change Life. So I hope that Facebook is propagated this video, this live stream, and we can begin. So today, today's training will be focused on essential number 1 of creating wealth and success in your life. And from my experience, the essential number 1 is taking full responsibility for your current financial situation. Let me start with my own story. It was year 2008. I just had my investment business for a couple of years, and we invested in different areas in the United States just before the market crash, and we lost a lot of money. My business partners were very unhappy with me and were asking money back. My boyfriend at that time, who is now my husband, was deported from the United States, and that was a very, very painful experience for me as well. I also got into a car accident and had a severe damage to my neck and was in really in a lot of pain. So, and my financial situation, as I just described with business, was really dark. In short, I felt broke and broken. I really felt that I'm not lucky, that you know, all the circumstances worked against me, that my ex-husband was unfair to me with his anger, that my boyfriend was not mindful enough and got himself into these circumstances. The bottom line, I was seeing, I was putting responsibility for all my experience, financial challenges, personal challenges. I was putting responsibility on everybody else except myself. I felt that life was happening to me, not for me. And needless to say, I felt overwhelmed. I felt deflated of energy. I felt depressed. It was really, really challenging, painful phase in my life. The lesson that I learned from this experience is that you're giving away your power when you put responsibility for your experiences onto someone else or something else. You're literally giving away your power. You're getting into this victim mode when you feel that you know, someone did something to you intentionally, and that caused this, that you your parents didn't teach you how to manage money, and that's why you feel that you're not a good money manager, if they taught you well, if they prepared you, you will not struggle with your finances now. You blame your manager because they don't pay you the fair salary, or you blame your clients because they don't pay you on time, etc., etc. So it's like you literally giving away the power and the energy that you could use on something that would change the situation. So empowering mode in this case would be when you accept your current challenges, like I was describing you what I was going through, and then acknowledge that you can change it. Acknowledge that you're making efforts to change it, because I was making efforts to change it. You know, through natural healing, through working with lawyers to help my boyfriend to reinstate his visa, etc., etc., through taking control of my finances and, you know, being very intentional with my money. But I was not acknowledging these efforts. And that's what empowering mode is. When you actually acknowledging that you make an effort, and then brainstorming what else you can do to change the situation. Maybe you need to upgrade your skills if you want to have particular job or build particular business. Like, for example, I wanted to become a good real estate investor. I first started as a real estate agent. It didn't work very well, and then I started learning with real estate investors. I was upgrading my skills. If you are at the job that you're not happy, you know, with your compensation, see what you can do about it. And if nothing can be done, then look for another job. If you feel that you have valuable services that you want to offer, find a way to offer the services while still supporting yourself financially if your business doesn't pay, doesn't allow you to support yourself yet. So the bottom line is, you can do not cut yourself from the true source of your power, which is within. When you give responsibility for your experiences, when you put responsibilities for your experiences on other people and God, whatever, when you blame everything and everyone around you, you really cannot change it. Because if you don't take responsibility for what you created, you cannot change it. You know this expression, there is always, the grass is always greener on another side. Let me use the example of garden, right? Because if you allow all the weeds and all the unwanted plants grow in your garden, it's because you allow them to be there. It's because you don't attend to your garden. It's because you don't put energy into removing the weeds that you don't want to have. And that's the case when it seems that someone who actually attends to her garden, who knows what flowers or plants she wants to have there, and she puts energy on cultivating this beautiful garden, instead of wasting time and blaming that her gardener or her partner or the weather is not good, that's when the grass is greener on the other side, right? So be a good gardener of your own garden. Another aspect that I want to say, and by the way, most people, they create an automatic response. When something happens in their lives, they just have automatic response, which usually is why it's happening to me, you know, why I'm so unlucky, etc. And, you know, and sometimes it's okay if it's your first response, but then the second response can be intentional. You can choose the perspective that you use to perceive particular situation. For example, most experiences offer you whether it's a lesson or a gift. Most experiences are there for you because in this physical life, we are going through particular, I call it Earth School. We're going through particular experiences that allow us to expand our awareness. So the same experience, if you use different perspective, will be the same event, if you use different perspective, will create a completely different experience in life, right? Like I shared with you the challenges, that financial challenges that I went through when it felt like foundation in my life was just shaken everywhere. It was very challenging, but you know what? I appreciate this lesson because that's when I started paying attention to my relationship with money, to my money patterns and my habits. That's when my awareness about my financial patterns started to grow, right? So now looking back, if you know my story, I call it divine crisis. But what I'm saying is that it was a simple shift that I made in terms of my perspective on my situation. I stopped resisting where I was at this time. I allow myself to just breathe through this. I acknowledged that I was making an effort to change that. And then I started brainstorming, okay, small baby steps, what can I do to change it? So your respect for money is part of taking responsibility for your current financial situation. And when I say respect for money, I don't refer to material stuff like, you know, having designer clothes or having gadgets. I mean, if you want to, and if your situation allows you to have it, that's great. What I'm referring to, like I said, it's respecting money in my mind means that you appreciate what you already have. You always appreciate what you already have. And you think, you brainstorm what else you can do to grow your money, what money patterns you would like to change. Hi, Dora. Hi. What money patterns you would like to change, what habits you would like to install, right? So all of this is part of respecting money. And respecting money is part of taking responsibility for your financial situation. Another aspect of this is, like, some people feel that they want to have 100% control over their life. And frankly, it's just not possible sometimes, because we co-creating it, right? Sometimes things happen out of our control. And the only thing that you have 100% control of is the meaning that you give to your experiences. The meaning, because nothing has the meaning except the one that you give to particular experience, to particular subject. Money doesn't have meaning except the meaning that you give it. For some people, money, it's a label of prestige. It's a label that shows their success. And for other people, it's a vehicle to enjoy life. It's a vehicle to give more, etc. Right? So it's a completely different meaning for different people. So pay attention what meaning you choose to assign to particular circumstances, particular experiences, because that's what you have full control of. So I hope that you see that taking full responsibility for your financial situation, for your experiences in life. You may have different circumstances, but for the way you experience your life is in your control. And don't make someone else or something else your source. You have the source. You have the power within you. You can choose the meaning that you give to your experiences. You can choose the perspective that you want to have about what you're going through right now. And I come across sometimes women who choose certain level of disrespect or mistreatment just to feel comfortable, whether it's at work, whether it's in personal relationship, in their family, with their partner. And I can tell you that it never works at the end. Do not change your potential, your possibilities for temporary comfort. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your financial experiences. You have the power. And that's what I wanted to share with you for the first essential in creating wealth and success. With this being said, I want to invite you to my free masterclass. It's called 3 Major Mistakes Even Smart and smart entrepreneurial women make that keep them worried about their financial future. It's a free masterclass, and I think at the end you will be very pleased with the offer, with the amazing offer that I want to make for you, because I appreciate that you want to follow your dream, you want to follow your desire to live an unforgettable life. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to upgrade their life? Who doesn't want to live the life that they will be sharing with their children or grandchildren later on? Full of amazing experiences, full of amazing friends, and joy and love. So that's what I want for you. And financial education and money experiences is a great vehicle. It's a great tool that we all have to expand our awareness, to grow and transform our lives. So I will post the link to this masterclass in below this video, and I look forward to seeing you next week, the same place, the same time. And if you have questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Thank you very much. Blessings.